because we kind of had the wind knocked out of us by the Blue Jays this week. On Monday, and almost into Tuesday, the Dodgers won an 18-inning all-time classic. It felt like everything was going their way. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, Blue Jays come back. They win 2 in a row, which means the series is going back to Toronto, where they'll be 1 win away from their first World Series title since 1993. And when Canadian teams win, it can get crazy. You know, they flip over cars, then they apologize for flipping the cars, and then they have the cars washed and bring them back to their rightful owners. I know you're disappointed, Guillermo, right?
I know it sucks, Jimmy, but we're going to come back and win 2 more games.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe this will cheer you up. Today is National Candy Corn Day. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. That's
the
good.
day before Halloween is National Candy... Having National Candy Corn Day before Halloween is absurd. It's such a desperate cry for attention. It's like when your cousin gets engaged at your wedding. Just wait a day. I was looking at the ingredients on a package of candy corn. I actually like candy corn. I'm the only one, I think. And I noticed something interesting, shocking even. It turns out one of the ingredients is corn syrup. Candy corn is actually made out of corn, kind of. Same thing with those chocolate turtles, 40% turtle. Also, this is a fun thing. If you turn a candy corn upside down and put a little face on it and put it in a little suit, it looks like our president. The same complexion. Stay Puft Marshmallow Ankles was back home at the White House tonight, handing out candy to children. One of the kids was dressed as, you can see him here on the right side, as a light-up marshmallow. And watch this, because this is something Trump has done in the past. Instead of putting candy in the bag, he puts it on the kid's head and then sends him off on his way. Other than that, things were a little bit different this year because of the construction that's going on at the White House. They had to improvise a bit. They had to move around, and, you know, they want to get that ballroom finished, so they just went right ahead with the demolition while the trick-or-treating was happening. The kids had fun, though. The Department of Agriculture was there, and kids love that. Handing out mini pumpkins, and the U.S. Postal Service was there with a Be Best postcard station. They gave the children Be Best postcards. I didn't know Be Best was still a thing, did you? I didn't even know postcards were still a thing, and to be honest, but it was a bigly busy day for the president. This morning, or maybe it was last night, I don't know, he was in South Korea meeting with the president of China for trade negotiations, which, according to one expert who was there, went very, very well.
I thought it was a great meeting. I think it was a very friendly meeting. It was a good meeting for 2 very large, powerful countries. Overall, I guess on the scale of from 0 to 10, with 10 being the best, I would say the meeting was a 12.
Wow, it's even higher than 10. That's good, right? Trump visited several countries in Asia, Malaysia, Japan, South Korea. He avoided Vietnam, just for old time's sake. But the big event was his sit-down with Xi. Just before their talk, Trump sent China a message. He announced that he's ordered the Pentagon to start testing nuclear weapons again. And that's right, if they won't give him the peace prize the regular way, he's going to take it by force. Reporters on Air Force One asked him why he decided to do this and why he decided to do it right before he met with the Chinese. And his answer was basically, I did it because they did it.
With others doing testing, I think it's appropriate that we do also.
Any details around the testing, sir? Like where, when?
It'll be announced. You know, we have test sites. It'll be announced.
Well, I don't have a feeling those test sites are like Jeffrey Epstein's house, where he's hiding the file. Tomorrow will mark a full month that our government's been shut down. Yesterday, we learned that insurance premiums for millions of Americans, their health care, are about to skyrocket. One of the only Republicans who seems to care about that is, of all people, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's been challenging her party and the Speaker of the House, which is so interesting because there's a woman, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who didn't just drink the Kool-Aid. She chugged it. I mean, she drank all the Kool-Aid, and not just the regular flavors like close the borders and the election was stolen. She drank the obscure, limited-time-only flavors like Jewish space laser and Pizzagate. And now she's looking around at these people, and she's like, are you guys nuts? Sometimes you go so far right, you come out on the other side. And some of her fellow Republicans, like Senator Ted Cruz, they don't like this at all. Ted Cruz is so upset with Marjorie, he can barely unhinge his jaw to swallow a piglet.
What I found is a pretty consistent pattern is that whenever an elected official decides that they're going to turn on Israel and they hate Israel, you will very quickly see every other policy out of their mouth become very, very liberal. And so suddenly Marjorie's for massive government spending and taxes, and she's for open borders and amnesty.
Of course, that's just a brazen lie. She's not for open borders. She's not for amnesty. But I have to say, I love this. It feels like Jurassic Park when the velociraptors turn on the guys who run the place. You know, Ted Cruz is the only sitting U.S. senator who can go trick-or-treating without a mask. His natural face is more than sufficient for... And, you know, Halloween's tomorrow, and then starting Saturday morning, we get to hear that Mariah Carey Christmas song every 5 minutes again. You know my least favorite Halloween costume is? What's your least favorite Halloween costume, Guillermo?
Oh, my God. I think dress as a lady, I think. I don't know.
Dressed as a lady?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
For me, it's the guy who comes to the party dressed as Santa. I hate it so much. And for 100 reasons. You cannot mix holiday characters. Those people, if I was in charge, would go directly to jail. I don't love Halloween, but I do love the Ring camera video. Halloween is the Ring camera time to shine. This is from Grosse Pointe Shores, Michigan. A mom who, this clip is really a perfect metaphor for what we're going through right now. An ordinary citizen fighting a dangerous and unpredictable pumpkin.
What do I do? What do I do about the pumpkin? Should I unplug it? Oh my God, it's taking out the corner of the street!
Leonard, unplug it. Leonard, listen to me. Leonard. Leonard.
Come on! Don't go like that! You fool! Oh my God. Stay in the house, please. Let me just take a picture of you for one minute. I'm gonna take a picture.
I never wanted to see a picture more than I want to see that one. That's my kind of kid right there, in his underpants, embarrassing his mother. Here's another one from Salinas, California, where they've got a serial hit and runner on their hands.
This is Ring camera footage. You can see a woman lightly jog past the house's front yard. But once she gets out of frame, she turns back around, rolls up her sleeves, then jogs up the lawn and open fist strikes one of the witch decorations down before running off. But it doesn't end there. She then comes back again and uses her elbows to hit the remaining two witches. And this isn't the first time it's happened, this time stopping to stare at the decorations. But then she comes back and punches all three witches down.
The new Wicked movie looks amazing. It's really, I believe they call that a witch slap. This is where, and I don't want to start trouble in the neighborhood, this is where you dress up like a witch dummy and grab the woman when she punches you. And then we still have monkeys on the loose in Mississippi. I don't know if you heard about this, but a trunk full of monkeys overturned. Rhesus monkeys, which those are the monkeys made out of peanut butter and chocolate, I think. 3 of them are still unaccounted for. So if a monkey shows up at your door for trick or treat, don't assume it's a kid. Offer it a piece of fruit. If it takes it, it isn't human. Okay? I mentioned the other night, candy prices are up this year because of the tariffs and inflation. Candy can get expensive, especially if you have a lot of kids on your block. And if you're looking to save some money, I have an idea I think can help. So instead of sitting in the dark all night pretending you're not home, buy the fun-sized candy bars, the little ones, and cut them in half, like so. For instance, not everyone likes milk, we know that, but who doesn't love duds, okay? No one. If you love Tootsie Rolls, okay, you can cut Tootsie Rolls in half and have a Toots. We all like Mike and Ike, but if you can't have an Ike, you'll still take a Mike, right? No one needs 3 Musketeers. You are perfectly fine with 1 Musketeer. And if you don't like it, you get tears. Instead of Whoppers, and I want to apologize to my fellow Italian Americans in advance for this one, you get a Whop. If they like a Mr. Good bar, well, then your kids are probably going to love a Mr. Goo. And finally, A whole crackle, who could even finish that? Not in 2025. This year, get hooked on crack. With Chris. There you go. You just saved $30. All right, one more thing before we forge ahead. It is Thursday night, and that means it's time to bleep and blur the big TV moments of the week. Whether they need it or not, it's time for This Week in Unnecessary Censorship.
Okay, I wanted to start out by asking you to tell us a little bit about yourself and the professional experience that you bring to the job.
Well, I started to my when I was 17 years old.
I am not going to go in a back room with Chuck Schumer like he keeps demanding with 4 people in this. I will not do it. It's not appropriate. It's not right.
I don't know what black woman him in his ass, honey, but it is really taking him through it.
In the old days, I'd say, does your wife still you? But I don't do that anymore, you know? Does your wife still you? Yes. Do you still your wife? Every day, that's good. Okay, that's good.
I think this was a judgment call on the president. The president is a master
Kimmel now facing a lawsuit after a woman claims she was unconscious by a
As a new Catholic, I guess, since 2019, you've 2 popes already.
I know, it's crazy.
We thought we were gonna have a little bit of a competition.
Yes.
So, they're gonna have to a pumpkin by the end of this segment. Sound good?
I don't know, Mary.
Okay.